Hey guys, welcome to the Commander Lounge. Yes, we have yet another Pauper deck. I have so much fun building Pauper decks. So this is my four-color Tron deck. It's basically Teamer Tron. I just put some twists to it that I saw it felt like it would run a little better this way. I haven't really tested it out yet, so I don't know for sure. But these are just kind of tweaks I put into it. So basically Teamer Tron. I just call it four-color Tron. Now, if you guys don't know what Tron does. You essentially have these Tron lands, all the Urza's lands, and when you put the three together, you can actually tap for 7 mana altogether, which is really fast for just playing 3 mana. You know, by turn 3, if you get kind of lucky, you can actually tap for 7 mana, which is nuts. And you can just play big things early. It's just a real quick, rampy kind of deck. It doesn't play completely like it can be really aggressive. It's more like kind of mid rangey because it can go the late game. And with a lot of mana, you got ways to you can wrath the board and you can do flashback on things after sideboards. But yeah, let's just get into the deck. First, we start out with the Urza lands. Run the 4 Urza mines, of course, and then we got the Urza power plants, which these, whenever they have all the Urza's lands, the mine and the power plant, they tap for 2. And then Urza Tower, if you have all 3 lands, the Urza Tower taps for 3. So not only is the art awesome, this is the most powerful Urza land out of the bunch. So yeah, there's my Urza lands. And then we go into the ways to tap for all the colors. I run 3 Unknown Shores because we are basically splashing white for better removal in my eyes. So that's why I run more Unknown Shores. Haunted Fengraf, you don't run too many creatures. So most of the time you'll be getting exactly what you want back when they destroy it. So I run 3 Haunted Fengraf. And 1 Colony Garden. I've actually seen a lot of builds not even run Colony Garden, but I think it's important to have one, and we can actually find this with one of our search lands. I mean, that search artifact. I'll get into it in a second, but this is really good against the Edict effects. Chainer's Edict and Diabolic Edict, they hurt this deck so bad. We have a way to answer it after sideboard too, but we'll get into that later. So Colony Garden's just a nice way if you feel like an Edict effect is coming and you're about to get your big Eldrazi out. You run this out first, then him, so you sacrifice a plant when they finally cast it. Alright, so these are our ways of getting the Tron lands. Ancient Stirrings is great because not only can it get you the Tron lands, but the way I built this deck, I also added a piece where I can get removal, and of course you can get the Eldrazi's. So you get Tron lands out of it, Eldrazi, and removal. It's an all-star. It's great in here. Gotta have it. The other one's Expedition Map. Expedition Map, this is the one that you can grab Colony Garden with if you think an Edict effect is coming, if you're facing like blue-black or mono-black control. But yeah, Expedition Map's just great. It gets you what you want. Most of the time you're going to be getting your Tron lands you need, so you can Tron up. So I run a playset of those. Seagate Oracle is just great against early game aggression. It's fantastic, and it also lets you dig into your library to help you get the pieces you need to be more productive. I mean, Seagate Oracle is a must. It's great in any type of deck that's not as crazy aggressive. It keeps aggro away, and it digs for your pieces. There's a reason why this is also played in blue-black control. It's really good. Next is Mulldrifter. Mulldrifter is an all-star in Pauper, I think. It's a Pauper staple. Pick these up now, because if Pauper really does get popular in paper, Mulldrifters are going to be like the more expensive cards, to be honest. It's just a great card. Early game, you can just evoke it for 2 cards. Late game, it's a body. Well, while you get more answers, it's just a fantastic card in Tron because it's so easy to get to 5 in Tron. Now it's the ways to get more of the colors, because we can't get there just from Unknown Shores. I mean, unfortunately, 3 Unknown Shores isn't going to cut it, so we run Chromatic Sphere. It's just great because it cantrips. Not only does it give you the color you want, but it also replaces itself. Chromatic Star, same difference. Once again, hopefully they reprint these in Eternal Masters, because it's ridiculously expensive right now. Like for a common or uncommon, as this one is, it's like $4 a piece, I think. It's expensive. So yeah, it does the same thing as a Chromatic Sphere, though. You just add any color, then it replaces itself. It's really good. Then I also run 2 prismatic lenses because, I mean, color fixing is key. And it also ramps, which is nice. So it does double duty here. Prophetic Prism is one of my favorites. I've run it in my Affinity deck also. It's just really good. I mean, it comes straight out in cantrips, and then you can fix the whole time. You can use one of your Tron lands. You can use like one piece of it to fix. So it's awesome. We run a playset of Prophetics. All right, now my Splash and White is of course for Journey to Nowhere. It is just great removal. It's fantastic. It's where you want to be in White. I don't usually play White too much in Pauper, but they have great removal. They always do. Then the third piece of removal that I can actually search with whatchamacallit, Ancient Stirrings is Scour from Existence. This card is awesome. Just exile any permanent. So as soon as I get the 3 Tron lands out, I can tap the 3 Tron lands just to exile any permanent, which is awesome. I mean, I can keep Tron off if I need to, if I'm facing the mirror. I can get rid of like any type of problem lands or problem enchantments or anything because it's any target permanent. So it's nice in this deck because 7 mana is not too hard to get to. And we also run Rolling Thunder because once Tron's assembled, this can either wipe certain boards like goblins and elves and stuff, or can can just go to the face and win. It's just a big fireball. So that's why I run 2 Rolling Thunders. Fengren Marauder is another one of the staples to Tron. It's just ridiculous. It's a 5/5 for 6, which doesn't sound that crazy, but it is in Pauper. But whenever an artifact is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you gain 5 life. Like there's Chromatic Stars, Chromatic Spheres, the Expedition maps. All that will give you 5 life when you crack them. It's just great. It's just real great. It says it really gets the burn players angry and the aggressive players angry also. That's why we run them. It's really good. And this is another one of my, not just Journey to Nowhere and the Scour Existence, but Ruin Processor is another one that I put in here because it actually gets rid of the creature that you just journeyed to Nowhere, and it lets you gain 5 life off of it. Because when it comes in, you take a card from exile that, from the opponent's exile, and then you put it in their graveyard, then I gain 5 life. So yes, it gives it the opportunity to recur it, but you don't really worry about that too much in Pauper, to be honest. I'd rather just gain the 5/8. I mean gain the 5 life, and also it's a 7/8 body that you can tap right away. As soon as you hit the 3 Tron lands, you can get it right out. You don't have to wait for one more mana cell. That's why I like Ruin Processor. It's like your aggressive Eldrazi to bring out. And then, of course, the staple one in Tron is Ulamog's Crusher. I mean, it's a beast. You can't get there right when you get the 3 Tron lands. You have to wait another land drop to do it. But, it's Annihilator 2/8/8. It's ridiculous. It's so good. So, yeah, that's the main deck. Let's get into the sideboard. Maybe I'll move this up a little closer. Okay, so for the sideboard, this is a new card. We run Pulse of Marasa. The reason why I run Pulse, it's good against aggro decks that are going to be more removal heavy. It's good against any deck that you're facing that's going to have, after the sideboard, that's going to have land removal, so it can get you back your Tron lands. It's just great. It's like double duty. I run 2 of them. Pulse Marasa seems real good. Pyroblast, I run this because of Delver. It needs to be ran. You want to get your fat thing out. You don't want it to get countered. So I run 4 Pyroblast because you really, it almost feels like if you're running anything that can play red, you have to run Pyroblast because the meta is so heavy with Delver, it's ridiculous. You have to be ready for that matchup because you will see it. Apostle's Blessing, I'm not too sure about it, so I ran a 1 of. I didn't know what to put in the last spot, so I put Apostle's Blessing just once I'm facing a deck that's more removal heavy, that's hopefully not Edict heavy, we can actually protect our one big thing we bring out. And then Raise the Alarm is against any of the black controlling decks because they run Edict effects, and this is a way around the Chainer's Edict, is to just, get out 2 soldiers and sacrifice it. So it lets you get a little aggressive too, and it's awesome. That's the whole reason why you put Raise the Alarm in, is because it's instant speed. You can use it in response to an Edict effect. Next is the Artifact and Enchantment Removal. This is against Tron. Not Tron, sorry. This is against Affinity. It's just great. Especially Recursion's not hard in this deck. We run Ray of Revelation for the same thing against Boggles and Acid Trip. So run those 2. And then we run the 2 for both. This is against Acid Trip, Boggles, and Affinity. Natural State. It's just, I see a lot of decks not running this. And you probably should, just because it's, it's really good against Affinity. In Affinity, the first couple turns, you really want to start taking out their lands and slow them down as much as possible. Keep them off aggression, which, I mean, at the same time, we still have a good matchup against aggression because of all the life gain, but it's really nice to just take out their lands. Like, taking out their lands sometimes can mess up their whole game and make them just scoop. So we do that. And it's also good against, Boggles because all their enchantments are cheap. Good against Acid Trip, gets rid of the stuff at instant speed, which is fantastic. This is a great card, guys. Don't underestimate it. I do run Chainer's Edict. Sorry about the one proxy. I know you're seeing a proxy in Pauper, but I do own a play set of these. Don't feel like buying them. I want to see if Eternal Masters, they reprint this. Because honestly, if they reprint this in Eternal Masters, I really think that Wizards is really thinking about making Pauper a thing if that happens. Because it's kind of an indication that they're like, okay, we're going to give Pauper players in paper Chainer's Edict in common. So as long as it's, I'm predicting it now, Chainer's Edict, if it gets printed in common in Eternal Masters, Pauper will become a thing in paper. But yeah, once again, sorry for the proxies, but these are just really good against the mirror match. It's fantastic, or against any type of real crazy all-in ramp strategy to get out Ulamog. I've seen a kind of stormy deck do that. So yeah, that is my my 4-color Tron Pauper deck. Let me know what you guys think of the deck. Let me know what you guys think about Pauper in general. If you guys have any questions about Pauper, leave it in the in the comments below. And yeah, guys, like, favorite, and subscribe. And take it easy, guys. Bobble, bobble.